Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe. Green morning, green afternoon, and green evening to all the human beings on this planet, so-called Earth. We hope you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your family, your friends, your neighbors, your community, your society, your civilization. Life should have a definite purpose. Why have we come on this planet? And I personally feel that we all have got a specific purpose for which we have come on this planet. And it's a shame if we disappear from here without contributing something substantial on this planet. And boys and girls across the globe, wherever you are, whether you are in urban, you are in rural, you are in far-flung areas, you are in non-accessible area, you are in remote areas, everybody has got aspiration, dreams, पैशन, डिजायर्स, हर एक के सपने हैं. उन सपनों को साकार करना ही जिंदगी है. और अब्दुल कलाम जी का डायलॉग तो इतना अच्छा है, सपने वो नहीं है जो मुझे सोते हुए आते हैं, सपने वो हैं जो मुझे सोने नहीं देते हैं. Dreams are not the one which comes to me while I'm sleeping. Dreams are the one which do not let me sleep. And ladies and gentlemen, today we are on a journey with one such lady, wonderful lady from the armed forces, a wonderful wife, wonderful mother, wonderful sister, wonderful daughter, wonderful human being, and inspiration for millions and millions of the girls, those are joining this particular program across the globe. We have got Lieutenant Commander Dr. Sadhna Giriji. She's a life coach. She's a founder इनफाइनाइट रिपल्स. अब रिपल इफेक्ट तो आप जानते हैं ना, पानी में आप छोटा सा पत्थर डालते हैं तो रिपलिंग इफेक्ट्स, कैसे रिपल्स आते हैं, सब कुछ इनफाइनाइट रिपल्स. नाउ मैडम is also Mrs. India Worldwide Pride of Nation 2019, Fit India Ambassador, Master Trainer, Lead Assessor, Skill India. Now, today we have taken a topic, self-transformation and success. मैं कौन हूँ, मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ, मुझे क्या करना चाहिए, मुझे ह्यूमैनिटी को कैसे एम्पावर करना है. And all the girls world over, come, just let's have the story. Storytelling is also an art. I think it is also in the training. When you are a trainer or a master trainer, storytelling is a great art. And if you can tell story nicely, people will follow you, people will enjoy you. A lot of people are sending me notes over here. Before I talk to Madam and I show the slides, let me extend a very warm welcome to all the people, those who have come on the YouTube. Julie Subba ma'am, all the way she has come from Manipur. Bal Krishanji, Om Namo Shivaya from Pathankot. We have got Kevi Kruse, that is from Nagaland. Hearty welcome, pleasure to have you. Nyoi Nyodu ma'am, all the way from Arunachal Pradesh. She's a vocational teacher teaching tourism. Madam Thota Yoga Lakshmi Mahendran, she is a very respectable woman from Tamil Nadu. She is again a motivational speaker and a life coach, and very inspirational. She had come on the program. We have got Esfosa group of 400 girls from Northeast, and then of course others, those are joining over here on the YouTube. We extend you a very warm welcome. Let people come and join. Meanwhile, let me just move on. And before we talk on the self-transformation and success, and a success story of one of the most wonderful women who will be talking to all of you today, let me share a couple of slides with all of you, what the chamber is doing. Today's 1358th webinar. We have come a long way, ladies and gentlemen, during this pandemic, right from the 25th of March 2020, when there was a complete lockdown. Our chamber took a pledge. If the doctors, nurses, paramedical people, they are doing great job to the humanity and the great warriors. I think our teachers, our educators, our trainer, our master trainer, our skill provider, and everybody, whether in school, college, university, institution, when 1.65 billion children are away from institutions of the education ecosystem, we got to be taking care of them. Our chamber took a pledge. Let's focus on education ecosystem. And it's such a beautiful journey. I have met almost 11,000 new brothers and sisters whom I have not met physically, but they have come during the webinar as a speaker. I've also met more than 300,000, 3 lakh youth across the globe to whom I have not met, but they are a part of my family. And I personally feel I'm so privileged that all of us, we are moving for common cause in the common direction with a common mission, and basically to empower the humanity the best possible way, whatever we can do. International Chamber for Service Industry extends a very warm welcome to all of you. And indeed, we are privileged that we are having this webinar coming live for all of you on the YouTube channel. If you go on the GS Motivator, you can enjoy. And our chamber is a link with almost 31.5 million non-resident Indian diaspora world over. During the pandemic, you can see right over here, we took on the journey with the teachers and the youth empowerment, and we have focused only on 3 words: making education relevant. How to make education relevant? What is the purpose of education? Why do I go to school? Why do I go to college? Why do I go to ITI, Polytechnic, or Skill Center? What are the skills and competencies and capabilities of the future? How research and innovation is so important. How technology is playing very important role. How micro, small, and medium enterprise is important. Health and wellness is very important. Every drop of water. And when we talk about global warming, now, Honorable Prime Minister has got a dream project to make India a 5 trillion economy, Atmanirbhar Bharat. This is possible only and only when women folk, they are the part of all the segments, ecosystem of the entire universe. Without women, nothing can be achieved on this planet. Education, skills, and outcome of education and skills, whether in the form of a startup or entrepreneurship or employment, is very important. During pandemic, we have changed our finishing school, which we had set up in 1994. That was basically India's first finishing school, having been set up in 1994 for service industry, where personality development, communication skill, creativity, collaboration, innovation, critical thinking, logical thinking, analytical thinking, desirable thinking, inspirational thinking, and why not to encourage every youth, where a couple of things I'll share with you in the subsequent slides. So our finishing school of 1994 has gone now totally digital during this pandemic. And now when we talk about it, we talk about e-Gurukul. And today, the teachers, they need hand-holding. More than youth, because youth, already they are taco-savvy, they are making optimum use of technology. It is teachers who has to be given the hand-holding. And our chamber, very deeply, when we are empowering, inspiring, encouraging, repackaging everything in the e-Gurukul, we strongly feel why music, dance, games, happiness, humor, fun, creativity, curiosity, storytelling, stimulation, passion, talent display, stress-free education, technology-based education, vocational and skill-based education, outdoor recreation and nature-based education is the need of the hour, which we all have to understand. And what is to be done is, if India wants to become 5 trillion, 7 trillion, 10 trillion, 15 trillion economy, it is going to be possible because India's gold mine is its population, its youth. It can become liability, it can become asset. It all depends on us how we work on. Can you imagine when you think about education, skills, wellness, entertainment, happiness, all that when you talk about, and if there is an export of services from India, that strategy our chamber has developed, and we are proud to share with you that 12 champion sectors which we worked with the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, and MSME, where you talk about micro, small and medium enterprise for services sector. Do join us. Every year we have got our annual convention when from world over 131 countries participate, where our Indians have gone, our brothers and sisters. We are proud of them. Their innovation, their research, their experiences, their knowledge, their technical know-how, whatsoever they have got, all that when you take into consideration, wonders can be done. Our next annual convention is coming up on the 28th annual convention of ours is coming up on 13th of January, 14th of January, 15th of January, 16th of January, 4 days. First day, we are going to talk about investment opportunities. Second day, school education and skills. Third day is higher education and skills. And fourth day, आइए भारत से बाहर भी चले. There is no brain drain. It's a brain drain and gain. Let's work on to that particular. So NRIs and the leading corporate houses, they'll be together with us in this beautiful integrated development. Now, once again, the situation is getting out of hands. Before it becomes too serious, we would make a humble request to you. Please take proper precautions. Do wear the mask whenever you're traveling, maintain distance, and all the precautions, whatever you have to take, do take that. And don't forget, every Saturday at 7 p.m. India's time, we share the vision with you. We share the dynamism with you, Ayurveda for the global wellness. So basic food, basic health, basic happiness, all the times laughter and your education, all that you have to take together. And B2B is back to basics, not business to business. And way back in the beginning of 1908, 1910, 1920, Napoleon Hill, he has got a beautiful book you should read. And there's a quote which we pick up from there. And it has become a motto of my life. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Whatever you want to achieve in this life, first you conceive in your mind and believe in your mind you can do it. You can do it. It's possible. The lady who is joining us today, she is going to share how there can be a self-transformation, how you can be successful, how you can be happy, and how can you make every moment of your life joyful, happy. So with these words, let me extend and join me in extending a very warm welcome to Lieutenant Commander Dr. Sadhana Giriji, who is the life coach and founder Infinite Ripples, and we will travel with her. Namaskar, good evening, and namaskar to entire Bharat. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show, on the program with us, ma'am. It's indeed a great, great pleasure. Hearty welcome to you. Kindly share your life journey with us. We want to go right up to your school, your college, your institution, where you started, how you started, your parents, your family members, where are you in the family and what is happening. Then we will come to the present arena. Let's get back to, and all the girls, all the ladies, those are watching this particular program, kindly keep posting your views on the YouTube. I want to be inspired myself today. After you listen to this lady, you will get an idea what exactly is happening. So far, whatsoever I have spoken, it was not recorded because I was on the pause. And whatsoever is going to come now, that would be recorded. So we extend a very warm welcome to Lieutenant Commander Dr. Sadhana Giriji from the Infinite Ripples. Hearty welcome to you, ma'am. And let's go deep into your lifetime journey.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gulshan, and ICSI and the entire team of ICSI for having me here to tonight, and to all the viewers who have joined from India and all across the world. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for listening to me and Dr. Gulshan. All right. So I will narrate with you today a story of my transformation, and will tell you as to how transformation is important, how if you do not change, you will not be able to make any contribution in this world, and you will not be able to leave behind any legacy for yourself. um, and people will not know who that particular individual was. So let me share with you my story. So before that, I want to ask you all a question. Of course, I know we'll not be able to get the answer, but definitely it will trigger some kind of thinking in all of you, and it will trigger that change subsequently. So I want to ask you all, how many of you have ever felt small, insignificant, and worthless? Or how many of you have ever been made to feel like that um, due to some particular norm or belief of the society? I'm sure this is 85 to 90 percentage of human population who feel that lack of self worth, or that less self esteem that they have. So that is owing to the beliefs that is surrounded um, them, or some internal beliefs which again is contributed by the society. So let me give you a small example. For example, this norm that women are good caretakers, I'm sorry. This norm alone uh, kind of creates that uh, indifference and kind of bad treatment against them in the society. And you will all understand as to why, because then they use this norm to suppress women. They use this norm to not give them uh, liberty to fly, liberty to do their own things, liberty to think uh, freely, liberty to follow their own path. So herein I will share with you my story. So it was summer of 1990s in northern part of India, and it's really hot. You all know it's dry heat kind of a situation. However, I was always looking forward. We always look forward during those days. The we had just one destination in summer holidays. By now, my 10-year-old, 11-year-old daughter has already seen 15, 20 countries. But for me, at that age, my village was the only place that wherein we had to go, and we had no other option. And we were looking forward. And I clearly remember the train journey and the first class compartment, which my father could afford then because of his income. And my mother preparing those savories, and us four girls fighting and playing and having fun. And then we reach our village, and we were welcomed by the villagers and the relatives. We were offered the locally made jaggery and the water from the well, which we cherished, because in the cities or urban areas you don't get that. And then we quickly mingle with our friends, and then we start playing in our mango orchard, and enjoy that famous dasahari locally grown there. And everything was merry. My world was very awesome. I had no great desires then. And suddenly I see that my parents were very sad and depressed, and they were unusual. Their expressions were unusual. And I loved my parents. I loved my parents. I loved my father. And I didn't want to see them like that. And I wanted to do something to change them, because I didn't want to see that frown on their faces. And so I asked my father, Papa, kya hua? And I asked my mother, Mummy, kya hua? Bataiye, aap log aise kyun hain? So they were actually shocked, and they did not speak anything. However, a few hours later, they disclosed that my uncle had refused to share our ancestral home with my parents, my father. Um, And so it was a shock. We didn't have a house, and my father, whatever he was earning, he always used to share with his brother, and for his mother, he used to contribute, and besides taking care of his own family, his own daughters. So it was really a great shock. So then so and then of course, I wanted to change this thing, but then the greater shock was the reason why it was done. The reason that our uncle said that you cannot get any share because we were all girls. Girls cannot inherit paternal properties. Then there was constitutionally it was not supported.
So
So
you as a four sisters.
yes,
You as a
yes.
four sister. Okay, and where do you stand in the family in those four sisters?
So I was the first. I was the first in the family.
Eldest.
Oldest in the family. Yes,
Ah,
sir.
a lot of responsibility. Okay, great.
Yes. But then up until now, I never realized that okay, I'm the eldest and I have some responsibility, and that we are girls. This differentiation was not created by my parents, and suddenly I was exposed to this differentiation by the society, and it was a great shock because even my maternal grandparents always loved us and cared for us and treated us like any other human being should be treated. And so I deep inside, I was hurt. I was also confused. I was irritated, and I was inside. I was feeling that I will do something. I will change something. Then I couldn't do anything immediately, but then I made a resolve that yes, I'm going to change the scenario, and I'm not going to be dependent on my uncle or any male member of my family or anything. I will have my own standing in this society, and therefore I dreamt of a career which would give me equal opportunity, and
Okay.
that was and then and to uh, to actually realize that career, I joined NCC for 5 years. I was part of it. I represented my directorate. I did so well in my school and my college. I was representing my college as student council president. In fact, I was elected as student council president, and I was doing everything which I could do in my best wisdom to to enhance my personality, to become better, to lead everything that I could to shape myself. I was doing it then without any guidance or anything. I was just trying to expose myself to whole lot of different situations.
That's a great inspiration from your side that the girls, those are studying in schools, colleges, institutions today, do join NCC, do join Army Wing, Air Force Wing, Naval Wing, whatever is there. But be a part of that. You will get a very disciplined and inspirational, encouraging kind of a education ecosystem. Wonderful, ma'am. Let's go ahead thereafter.
Yes, sir. So, of course, NCC has taught me a lot. It is only NCC which exposed me to that kind of a uniformed and disciplined kind of life, because none in my family up till now were in the armed forces in any capacity. Forget about being an officer in any capacity. I did not have anyone to guide me, to go up to and ask as to kaise karna hai, kya karna hai. So I didn't have. So I appear for Army SSB, and I was selected and recommended and everything, medical clear and all that. Somehow didn't figure out in the merit, and Army was my first choice. But then maybe I was not meant for it. Although I thought that I am a very army material, I imagined myself in the olive green uniforms, because I never saw Air Force and I never saw Navy uniform, and I just was reading about it and not exposed to. Really, I was not exposed to it because we did not have computers. Of course, my father was trying to give us computer education then, apart from my graduation, which I was doing, because he thought that he was not able to give us engineering degree and all that. So he was like, apart from your BSc, which you're pursuing, go and pursue some computer education. So that way he was doing his best that he could to give us a great education and make us independent. And
What subject you studied, ma'am, in college?
so I was doing graduation there, and I picked up physics. Physics
Okay.
was I was very inspired by one of my principals in the school. During my 10th class, he was my physics teacher, and I was really inspired by him. Very disciplined and very motivating. And I will give some credit to my physics teacher, my principal of my high school,
Okay.
for whatever I am today. I
So,
am because of
so let's move to your graduation and
graduation.
let's move your specialization. Yes.
Yes. And in the and then I come back to Mumbai and pursue my masters in electronics.
Wow.
Hmm.
Masters in electronics.
Yes.
That's great. Okay.
So I was just pursuing it, and then almost at the fag end of it, when I we were seeing the financial condition was not so conducive, and because of that, we were also doing our own coaching classes at home, or we had joined some coaching classes where we were imparting maths or physics lessons to the students there of 9, 10, 11, 12, and all that. And that is how we supported ourselves. And then we for a brief period, we joined, me and my sister was also in the same standard, was also pursuing MSc zoology, and she was a gold medalist of our university. So then we both had joined a school, high school, just to support ourselves. And of course, teaching was in our blood. Our father was a teacher, and so we took up teaching, and we were imparting lessons. She was doing biology, and I was doing physics. And that's when I got a call from the Indian Navy, and I couldn't believe myself that yes, I'm going to join the uniformed forces.
Wow.
Yes.
Great. Okay.
And my father gave a call, and he said, we have this letter, and it has come from the headquarters. And I was like, no. By then, I was so damn depressed that things are not falling in place, because this was my, I think, second or third SSB. And I was like, no, it's not happening for me. I will not believe until I receive some letter. And then we did not have WhatsApp and all those things for him to just take a screenshot and send. So I had to wait, or then he gave me a number, and I contacted that number, and they confirmed, okay, yes, you're selected, and so is your date of joining and all. So I did all preparation, and I joined. And let
How
me
long
just,
was the training, ma'am? How long was the training?
training was 4 months,
For,
solid, rigorous 4 months
okay.
training, physical training,
Okay.
wherein the same training at par with our male counterparts. We marched shoulder to shoulder with them, and did PT parade, and all your marathons and everything along with them. So then suddenly the situation changed. My situation changed. That suddenly I'm seeing that I'm treated equal. I'm at par with the men. And back home situation of my parents changed. People started respecting them, and people started calling them from the village, and what is happening and how it happened, because it was first time in my village that somebody had got that kind of stature, a gazetted officer. And when you have that police verification and all that happening from the headquarters, and when that was happening, people were getting that message that something big has happened with this girl, and he's the man, who's doing great things for his daughter and all. And so it actually changed the mindset of the society. It was not so fast, but definitely I saw the changes, and I'm seeing the changes. They started educating their daughters. They're seeing they're seeing they're seeing dreams for their daughter. They're supporting their daughters through education. They're supporting their daughters to have careers. So this is how that village and my district in a way changed after I joined the Indian Armed Forces. I'm the
Wow.
first woman from my district to have joined the Indian Armed Forces. So
Great. Great, great, wonderful. God bless you. Please go ahead.
And then 12 years of service of, you know how it is in the armed forces. It's not that 12 years same experience. Every single day of those 12 years I saw different situation. I dealt with different situation and I became a better and better person. I also got to do a lot of adventure activities like skydiving, sea swimming and all that. So that ways, it turned out to be the best thing in my life, and it made me a person that I am today. I can withstand anything just because of my training in the Indian Navy and my also training in the NCC. So that's the power of armed forces and the uniform and discipline service that I was in.
Wow, that's the power of the uniform and the armed forces. All the girls, those are watching this particular program, she's a great inspiration for all of you. Kindly understand each and every step and how she reformed and how she changed the opinion, and being the first girl child in her entire community in that particular area. Great. God bless, ma'am. Please move ahead.
Yes. All right, sir. So after 12 years now, the situation was then when I was retiring, partially it was my choice and partially it was the policy. Then government or the armed forces did not support women for the continuation of service, like in the as permanent commission, like male officers. So I had to retire, and it was really painful because I was associating so much with my designation, with my career, because it was a big thing for me, big upliftment for me in my life. When I say upliftment, I'm not talking about financial upliftment, because I was doing well in my graduation, post graduation. I would very well have settled in some other career, but upliftment in a different kind of way. I hope you understand that.
We can.
So now it was changing suddenly, and I had this realization that, oh God, I am not my career, I'm not my designation or my profession. This is just one aspect of me. And by now I had my second child as well, barely a few months old. My daughter was 6 years old, and my husband was deputed abroad in the service of the motherland. So I, along with both my kids, I go and join my husband. um, and
Where did you find him, ma'am?
My husband is actually my coach mate. I found him in the academy.
Wow, great,
Yes,
great. Heartiest congratulations. God bless both of you. Wonderful.
thank you, sir.
Okay.
So we were good friends, and I never thought that we would ever become life partners. Just that we were good friends, and we used to share our things with each other. Because I, for one, knew that maybe it is not going to happen in my life, because I come from such reserved and very, conventionally very particular in these things, at least. So I was thinking it will not happen, but somehow I made up my mind. We made up our mind, and we communicated to our parents. And initially there was a hitch, because uh, again, for my father it was a new thing. He also would never have imagined that his daughter would do something like this. But then sir, um, by now I was this woman who was taking her own decisions in life, who had got this kind of she was in an environment where she was empowered. She was handling 10, 20, 50, 100 men. She was commanding men. And so now she had to be different. She cannot be the same old person and
Yes.
do the way her parents did. I mean, do the way my father or my mother did.
Everybody got to realize by that time that sadhana has gone. This is new sadhana.
Not that, no. So what I'm saying is, if we follow the same pattern, same norms, we will not be any different from our grandparents or grandmothers. We would be the same. The generation will not kind of progress. So it's very important to adapt to the change quickly. And once you adapt to the change, then only you will break those shackles, not only for yourself, of course, initially for yourself, but for the whole generation behind. So I was that person for my family, for my community to do that. So, and I thought, okay, why not? I find this more logical than your parents choosing someone and asking you to marry that person.
Okay.
And so it happened, and now I am coming back to this. I was there.
So we are talking about self-transformation, and we are talking about success today. And we are in conversation with the Lieutenant Commander, Dr. Sadhana Giriji. There was a little Wi-Fi hitch, so I thought I'll take on and I'll just butt in. So let's resume the journey onward, ma'am.
Yes.
So you mentioned your daughter was 6 years,
Yes.
and your small kiddie was coming. So that is, you've got 2 kids. By this time, we can come to know. Okay, please go ahead.
Months old, then I joined him, and for the first, like me, who was a girl who always thought that she would be independent and have her own finances, will take care of her own finances, suddenly was in a situation where she did not have a career, and where now she has to look after her household, which my whole life till now I had never even during my school and college days, I always used to tell my mother, I'm not going to do the household because, which I'm not saying is right, but I used to tell this to my mother. I'm not going to do the household because I'm going to earn so much that I will keep a domestic health. So I'm not going to get involved in the household chores and all that. So then I recollected my mother that she used to tell me, kid, okay, go and do something, come and help out. And I never did that, but I had to do that. Good thing, I learned a lot. I learned cooking, I did household chores, and I was around my kids. And that's for any mother, that's the best thing, and very uplifting. So, of course, that was compensating.
Ma'am, besides engineering, did you study any other subject? Besides engineering, did you study?
Yes, sir. During my service period, I did postgraduate diploma in aviation law and air transport management, because that was
Wow.
matching with my career then.
Wow.
I was an air traffic control officer in the aviation branch of the Navy, the most professional branches of the armed forces
Very good.
across the world. If you
Very
see,
good.
naval aviation everywhere is so damn professional. Uh, Service. And so I was here, and I thought it will help me. And during my first maternity leave, I did this course. And after that, I also did part-time MBA, which was from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management.
Oh,
So
great. That was specialization was in which area, ma'am?
It was in human resource
Human
management.
resources. Wow.
I was very particular by now. It was a subject which was intriguing me deeply. I wanted to see as to how to manage human resource for any organization. It's the best resource, most crucial and most crucial, of course. And that is why I thought, why not learn?
Wonderful.
And also I'm a student of lifelong student. I would say I'm a lifelong student of human psychology, and I thought human resource management definitely will give me that kind of scope to see as to how they are managed
Wonderful.
outside of the armed forces. Now I knew how they manage in the armed forces, but so that was the thing.
Great. What is this infinite ripples, ma'am? Now, we would like to know this. Yes.
So let me carry ahead my
Please.
story forward, and then I will
Sure.
tell you how this was born.
Sure. Sure.
So there is the realization that I'm not my profession, I'm not my career was there. The bigger question which was coming in my mind was, who am I now? Who am I? If I'm not the designation, if I'm not the profession which I was carrying, then who am I? And why am I here? And And to uncover my answers, I was doing everything over there when I was there abroad along with my kids. I started reading, which I could not do when I was in the armed forces. It's really busy and hectic schedule in the armed forces. So I started reading, I started doing yoga, meditation, and I went around with my kids, ventured to a few countries. In fact, my son was still young. He was an infant then, and he earned this record of being the most travel infant of India that time.
Wow.
So I was
Great.
trying to make the best use of that time and trying to uncover those that particular answer as to who am I. I also started coaching and mentoring young people of that country, young people of they're adults, young adults, and boys and girls. And then I realized, yes, this is my calling. And I felt so nice connecting with people, those kids and adults. And felt uh, I felt deeply fulfilled when I saw sparks in their eyes, when I saw that they're asking questions. I saw the thirst which was there to grow and improve, and I was their medium. I felt really nice and uplifted then. And so I thought, yes, this I've got my answers, and this is what I'm going to do, and it makes me joyful and happy and fulfilled. And so I also participated in a few pageants. One was held in Greece amongst 150 Indian women from across the world, wherein I got this title called as Mrs. India Worldwide Pride of Nation, which was in 2019. And then simultaneously, I was doing coaching and mentoring. It was a continuous process, and then I founded my company in 2020. It is called as Infinite Ripples. Now, why this company? Because as an individual, I thought that I had a journey by now, and I thought that of course I'm very enthusiastic and aggressive about my dreams and what I want to do, but I thought that I cannot change the entire world. I cannot change or transform everyone here in this one short lifespan. So I thought I will do what I can do best and cast a little stone in the waters of the society so that it can create ripples, and those ripples can create, infinite ripples of change. And even when I'm not there, people would remember as to what I have left this world with. My community would have transformed. My generation, the next generations would have changed. They would have become better in thinking and in the way they are leading their lives. And that is why I named it as Infinite Ripples. I thought this is so resonating with what I am doing and what kind of legacy that I'm going to leave behind. So now I'm after this I'm going to tell people those steps as to to how to get rid of those blocks, whether internal or external blocks, which present to us in the form of societal norms, or they present to us in whole lot of different ways. So whether it is community norm, societal norm, tradition, culture, whole lot of different ways which block you and which prevent you from becoming a better person. So so if you don't change those, if you follow the same old thing which was followed 100 years ago, 100 years ago, if you follow those same things, definitely you are not going to be present with this world. You are not going to match up with the speed of this world. And you are going to become a person who's redundant, who is just another copy of um, his or her ancestors. And so recognize those beliefs, norms, patterns, whether external or internal within you, like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm dark, I'm thin, too thin, I'm too fat, I have a small nose, I have small eyes, I don't look good, whatever it is, I don't speak well, whatever it is, those internal blocks as well, you got to identify, and you got to, it is your duty, you got to remove them. When you remove them, then only then only will you see growth and expansion in your life. And growth and expansion within you is a prerequisite, I will say prerequisite, or the criteria for you, for your contribution to this world, for your legacy that you are going to leave behind. So that is the number one step, identifying those beliefs and norms blocking you, limiting you from becoming or realizing your full potential, and growing and expanding. And once you grow and expand, you will be in a position where you will realize your full potential, and you will create something tangible or something intangible, which you may not realize, but definitely once you are so one with your art or craft or whatever you are pursuing, whether it is coaching, mentoring, any art or craft, or you're selling something, you're merchandising, you're doing anything, come what may, if you become one with that kind of passion, where and you excel in your talent, then what happens is that you create something better, and that is going to change this world, that is going to make this world a better place, and that's how you leave your legacy. So my point here is, don't stress yourself by saying, okay, I should have a purpose in my life, what should be my purpose, what should be my purpose. Don't bog yourself down, just identify, of course, all those steps, remember those steps of change, and then identify what is that you love doing, what is that gives you greater joy, and just involve yourself. And financial independence for women is very, very important in the contemporary era. You got to earn your own money, you don't have to depend on your father or your husband. Today I can support my parents. Today if there is any medical emergency or anything, I can provide for my parents without taking seeking help of my husband, without asking for my husband. Although we are one, and we can definitely um, we can do it together, but then as a woman from that kind of a society, um, I made it a point that yes, I should be able to take care of my parents, even though I'm a girl. I'm not, society does not expect me, but I will do it, I will change it. Just because my parents do not have a male child does not mean that they will be not taken care of. So this is the thing. So today I can do it because I gave my heart and soul to what I'm doing, and that passion which I identified, and I'm giving my 100%, and striving to support myself and people around me. So that's the lesson which I want to give. And a little statistics here I want to give you about the kind of the jobs which we have around us in India specifically. I will talk about India because India is my country, and of course, feminism is a global movement. Feminism is everywhere, and it is supporting women in a very positive way. Of course, it is not that only India. When I'm talking about my story and my country, it's not that my country is backward or anything like that. Let me tell you, I've stayed in a place for 2 years another country altogether, another culture and everything, and I realized that that it's a global thing. Women empowerment and equality, gender equality, and feminism, it's a global thing. And therefore, even UN has amongst its 17 sustainable development goal, one goal as I think goal number 5 is equality, gender equality, which is 50 is to 50 men and women in the workplace under that. And I will give you a few statistics, and I'll tell you that this Of course, we should have goals, but how? By 2030, which is the goal of UN, it is very difficult to achieve it. From a very famous research group, I think it was Catalyst Research, wherein I read that women, first of all, India would be the highest populous country, the most populous country by 2050, and women will constitute half of its population. The GDP of this country is increasing, but there are only 19.9 percentage or 20.9 percentage of women in the labor workforce. Women are underrepresented across the sectors, in the core sectors, which encompasses oil and gas, only 7 percentage of women. Healthcare and pharmaceutical is 11 percentage, and there is automotive, which is 10 percentage, and IT sector only 28 percentage. Now, this is the percentage of women in these sectors, which is core sector and infrastructure sector. Then let's see women where they are in the parliament. So in 2019, India elected 78. India elected women to fill those 78 seats out of 542 seats in the lower house of parliament, which is only 14.4 percentage, which is far, far, far away from the parity. And then we have only 5.8 percentage of companies, 29 companies out of Fortune 500 companies, which have women in executive roles. There are only 3.7 percentage of women who are CEOs and who are doing higher roles in NSE listed companies. So you see, the numbers are so skewed. The numbers are so less, and there's another statistics which has come recently. It was in Brood India and all those you can see in the doing rounds. There are 17,726 pilots in India. Out of that, 2,764 women pilots are there, which is around 15 percentage. And the message said it is the highest in the world. So many number of women pilots. But let me tell you that, of course, I'm very proud about my country. I'm patriotic, deeply patriotic. It's in my blood, patriotism, and that is why I'm sitting and talking about it. 15 percentage of that number, but we are 1.3%, 1.3 billion population, 1.3 billion population, and women are 50 percentage of the population. How? How can we pride ourselves with just those few numbers? As I am speaking here today, there are only 704 women in the Indian Navy, which is 6.5 percentage of 6.5 percentage of the total working active serving population of the Navy. Only 6.5 percentage. And there are a few, even though those who are now flying fixed wing aircraft and those circumnavigating the waters, trying to prove to the world, to the country, that yes, we can do it. The point is, we are 1.3 billion population. Where do we figure out in this? We really have to do a lot more. And why I use my voice, my story in such platforms is that so that people think and take initiatives. Small initiatives can do wonders. It can change. So that's how I'm trying to create a ripple through these platforms and the voices and the power that I have, so that my country should change in a very fast and rapid pace, so that it becomes the number one country, the superpower that it ought to become. It is a country which is spiritually so powerful. It has a lot to offer to this world. It has given a lot to this world, and therefore, unless and until we don't shift our focus towards 50 percentage of the population, which is women, the country will not be able to flourish or progress in that speed that it ought to. Even Swami Vivekananda said that for any country to progress, it's very important that women are well taken care, women are supported. because it's very difficult for a bird to fly on just one wing. It needs both its wing to fly. Only then will any country be progressive and grow and become powerful. So that is the message, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. What a beautiful, inspirational self-transformation of a girl, of a lady, of a woman, of an inspiration, which you have given to all of us. It's so inspirational. All the girls and all the women folk, those are watching this particular program across the world, I think it's a great inspiration for all of you. The Lieutenant Commander, Dr. Sadhna Giri, she's a great inspiration. And she has set the platform, she has set the tone. Break all the shackles, break all the barriers, come out of it, work on yourself, and do so much to yourself that you can do wonders on this particular planet. But she also made a mention, find your niche, find your passion, find what you enjoy doing it. And if you focus your entire energy on that, you will never be tired, retired. I won't use further dash, dash, dash. Because the thing is, generally for people in India, Chandigarh, they laugh, and laugh. They say it's a city of retired, tired, and nearly expired. You know, so much people laugh on that. So over here, I wish to share that, you know, we should pick up the best of the threads from Lieutenant Commander Dr. Sadhna Giriji, and we wish her all the best for infinite ripples, what she wants to bring. And lots of male folk are very happy. The women are already posting, but there are a lot of people are writing that we should get more programs from her in the coming times. Okay, great. And of course, across the country, across the different continents, and Northeast India, and right from the United States also, we have got the people joining, and Canada also. Those are in this particular program. I'm grateful to them. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for sparing your valuable time and coming over here. We wish you all the best. We wish you all the luck, and do the best for the humanity and whatever you can do in the service of the ecosystem of the women. Thank you. Namaskar. Thank you, ma'am. And great regards to your hubby and lots of blessings to your children. Thank you. Namaskar and Jai Hind. Together we should say Jai Hind.